I need to get some rest, but I need your seed.
Why?
Well, to sleep with it.
And as you fall, Enwin is still on his feet. The rest of you fall and break all of the tables inside of the Cheshire Club. To which Bo goes, "Come on!"
Best day ever!
Group, though. He would work with the group because he likes Cass, and that would just be really, really awkward on the battlefield.
What?
I don't think that's an awkward. Perfect person to protect Cass. I
Wait,
like
what?
it. Let's go.
I'm still here.
I don't need protection.
I'm still here.
I know you are, sweetie.
Chris,
It's okay.
shh. The adults are talking. Shh.
Oh,
1
alright.
second, buddy.
I like it. I'm gonna what do you
Chris
think
likes
of
Cass?
I like
What have you been?
Ibs was a little pretentious.
Abs was
And
my
for
favorite.
me.
I like Bob.
Thanks, Perry.
Alright.
Appreciate it.
Are you gonna leave?
Yeah, the crew needs me.
You go, and I'm gonna stay right here.
Oh my god.
And he nods his head. And he nods his head and walks you over to the door. Just sort of opens the door.
Oh man.
There was mouth stuff poison? Oh yeah.
No smell stuff.
That came out wrong, sorry.
Sorry. I couldn't not laugh.
The person has died, Ryan. A little decorum,
Death
please.
due to mouth stuff. Come on. Get over it.
I'll go home
Smack him
now.
across the face. I'm like, wake up.
All right, you smack Ryan across the face. We're set up in these stands or floating above the water. Have never seen a ship cross the finish line, but first. And they all watch as the first thing they see is Monkey C. Written along the side of the ship, crossing and backwards. And you have crossed the finish line. Congratulations, crew. You have won the first high lock race for the briefest of seconds. Let them be. Let them love and hurt and change and tell stories and die fighting and pouring drinks and doing the right thing even though it hurts. Just let them be. We can give them that. What's going on, Indigo Chameleon audience? It's me, your good buddy Scribe, here to remind you of the fun ways that you can interact here on Indigo Chameleon, even when we're not streaming. One, we've got an amazing Discord. Come and hang out with us. We would love to have you there. You can find some inspiration if you need it. There's memes. There's even like fun ways for you to be like the first ones to know when we're looking for players for a remote one-shot or a one-shot located here at Indigo Chameleon Studios. So please come and hang out with us on the Discord. We would love to have you. We also have a merch store. Yeah, it's a chance for you, the dear viewer, to help us represent the brand a little bit. There's t-shirts, there's mugs, there's prints, there's shower curtains. So I hear one day you will be mine, shower curtain. So yeah, thank you so much for all your support. And as always, there's always a spot here at the table for you. You are the 7th player at this spot. You can use stream points by clicking that little karma right at the bottom of your screen, right where the chat is, one of those sides. You can do that and earn stream points. Every time you tune in, you help us raid, you spread the word, donate bits. That, well, I don't know about spreading the word, it'd be hard to track that, but all of those other things will help you earn stream points that you can use to help your players when they need it the most. Thank you all so much for all your support. Indigo Connect, and hey, do you wonder? Hello, everybody. Hi. How's it going? Welcome. It is Tuesday night. It is time for a little D&D here on Indigo Chameleon. Caboose Bender, look at you. Yeah, I never wish to stifle your love of breadsticks. Look where you walked in Olive Garden. There was one set of footprints. Why? Because I was carrying you and eating the breadsticks. So, thank you all so much.
Amen.
Amen. Breadsticks be with you, and Alfredo with you.
and with you.
Yes.
Lift up your hearts.
Thank you all so much. We're a little loopy tonight. I don't know why. But happy Cinco de Mayo. Thank
Been
you.
inside for 5 weeks.
We've been inside for 5 weeks. Yeah. We thank you for tuning in to Indigo Chameleon. When you watch your family, thank you 12 for 10 cents. Hello, you beautiful person. Hi. Ooh, that's a great idea. I just want the smell of fresh baked bread to be part of my spell components. That's a great idea. We've got a
Prestidigitation got you covered, buddy.
yes.
Yeah, prestidigitation.
Like that handsome guy that was just saying not too long ago, we have a Discord. Come and hang out with us. We'd love to have you there. We also have a merch store where you can find all sorts of cool merchandise to help represent your love for all things Indigo Chameleon and whatnot. Upcoming schedule for this week. We don't have anything going on tomorrow night, which is an oddity unto itself. There's nothing going on here.
Everyone appears to be frozen right now.
Oh gosh, yeah, they are.
Either that or they're very, very still.
No, everyone does appear to be a little frozen. Well, let's see
That
if
would be on us.
that could
I mean,
be.
if everybody's frozen and we're not, that sounds like an us thing, not a them thing.
It's true, but Discord does seem to be a little
Oh,
wonky. at the
they're
moment.
back! Yay!
Hi. Yeah, this is just the audience listening to us make commentary on how frozen everyone looked.
Let it go.
It's fine.
Hey.
Thursday night, we have the Lost Isle. It's a combination of D&D and historical fiction. So tune in and hang out with the crew from the Lost Isle, as all we do is go full Robo.
You're playing a Warforged. Shut up.
Never go full Robo. We have that on Thursday. On Friday night, we go to Neverland. Join us for some shenanigans in the place where Peter Pan and Wendy and Tinkerbell and all of those favorite stories from childhood originated. Stares at the Warforged. We also have a special guest on Friday night, Baby Goat. So tune in as an actual baby goat joins the Discord call. How's it gonna go? We don't know, but we're crazy enough to try it. So tune in on Friday night for baby goat shenanigans, which is my new favorite Pixar movie. So that's on Friday night, and then I'm not sure when the second part of our Jack's Funhouse one shot will be. We're still trying to get the cast to come to a consensus, but stay tuned. We'll probably be doing something fun for Mother's Day. If we don't do a little one shot there, maybe we can do a little homebrew and brew and eat peaches and celebrate all the mothers in gamedom that are contributing. But that's it, and then we would cycle back around to Tuesday night. So I think that's it for announcements. I think that's it for the upcoming schedule. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and ban this person from the chat for being abusive.
Can't do it. What's that?
I know, I probably can. Once upon a time in Wonderland. Last week, the crew went through some changes. Last week, this long rest that they all took after fighting in the governor's mansion turned out to be a little bit longer than anticipated, as the majority of the episode were the different watches that took place during this particular watch, with some revelations coming to light as Trovic and Mandrake had an encounter with an organization or a group of individuals that were interested in dispersing knowledge as they saw fit, and Mandrake had a close encounter of the abstract kind. Meanwhile, Nyx was given a crystal which provides insight into a memory that his sister had and promptly forgot about it. But it is in his bag somewhere to be broken at a time where it is probably the most inconvenient for me, but the most convenient for everyone else. And they'll probably use it in some very clever way. And then Thoe actually returned back with everyone, looking slightly different, having a wooden crate, which is still yet to be explored in its entirety, and a owl cage containing the owl of a long lost friend of some of the party members. And I think that's it. But I would encourage you all of the episodes from all of our shows are uploaded to the YouTube, so you can go check that out there. Hey, Ragnar, and everybody new in the chat. Dreamgirl42, hi. And Ragnar the Butcher, welcome. That's an amazing name. We love it. So yes, I think we're going to pick up right where we left off. So, heroes. I want to say that it's about midday. After your shenanigans involving what's in the box, and Olo, you sending your parents off to the safe haven that is Bob's luscious bed for safekeeping. You all are continuing your trek down the road. As you are moving, I'm going to assume that you are moving closer and closer down the pathway to the kingdom's capital, which I believe your next stop is Kashyyyk, correct? Correct.
Should be.
Okay. Oh, whoa. I'm so glad you're back in time. That's impressive, Dream Girl. So, yes, you continue your path along the way to Kashyyyk. Give me a layout. I'm going to assume that this is a large-ish wagon that you're riding in. But I want to know who's got the reins on these animals, who's lounging in the wagon, where everybody's positioned currently.
Lounging.
Of
course.
Lounging?
I'm sitting in the back of the wagon, transcribing some blueprints and various thoughts into the journal that the architects gave me.
Okay, perfect. That's...
Most of my off-the-wall ideas I had that I can still remember with enough detail, I'm transferring into the book.
Okay. Oh, this is fun. Trovik, this is the first time I believe you've had a chance to play with this notebook, correct? During your time there.
Well, I did just get it. So.
You did just get it. So, Trovik, as you begin to work, I've never asked you this. Are you more of a descriptive writer? Do you tend to draw diagrams and things of that sort?
Diagrams with cramped writing in the margins, pointing at various items.
I was very proud of this particular notebook. The notebook that you've been given has an odd feature attached to it, which you would discover, and I think everyone would discover fairly quickly riding in your wagon. As you draw diagrams and begin to do the tiny writings in the margin, upon second glance of a particular diagram, if your fingers were to brush across it as they normally would looking at a page, the diagram would actually pop off the page and almost form the closest facsimile to a 3D model. Think Tony Stark-esque.
This is cool.
But
I've got my own Jarvis.
Yeah, but you are also able to magically manipulate the diagram, smoothing out an edge, manipulating it in the space, and then pressing it down back upon the paper. Does that make sense?
All of my yes.
Okay. You guys would see Trovik probably looking happier than he has in a while. As he looks through the notebook and begins to manipulate the drawings and things of that sort. So, yeah. So Trovik's relaxing in the notebook. Nyx is relaxing as well. Edgar, Mandrake, Olo, Thoe.
Edgar's probably up by where the driver would be, just kind of hanging out next to him, just
We don't have a driver, dude. Dad was driving.
We're trying to figure out who's driving right now.
I'll drive. I don't know where we're going.
All right.
This is a great idea.
Edgar,
I think these are horses.
Edgar, do you have a proficiency when it comes to land vehicles? Can you check under proficiencies for me? It's always possible.
I have no proficiency in land vehicles.
That's all right.
I think these are strapped with leather.
I don't, but I'm still gonna have to be next to him because I know the way.
You do know the way. So you are actually very familiar with this particular area of the city. And as you, this is a particular area of the city, it's going to be one of the more crowded spots of the city. As retired guard and things of that sort, you affluent artist and the like find these homes. And sure enough, Edgar, give me an animal handling then, since you're taking the reins literally and figuratively.
Animal handling. All right, here we go. Phew. That is gonna be an 11.
Okay. It's not the smoothest ride as the horse, as Edgar just randomly at times pulls on the reins of the horse, not really knowing what he's doing, but saying "go faster" and pulling back on the reins, and it's a bit of a bumpy ride. But you guys all spend the next hour or so traveling. By the time you left, it was about mid-morning. By the time you arrive and start to see the first glimmering of the city in front of you, it will be sometime around noon or 1 or 2. Okay? You are greeted to the city of Kashid. And as you look forward at this city, you some of you might start to feel at home should your home base have been Wonderland. It's not too unsimilar in terms of the architecture, where you have buildings set out that look, you are past the sort of poorer side of things, and you're starting to see opulent townhomes. And as you get up to a city gate, there is a one sort of guardsman who's there, and he's an older human. And he stands there, and he doesn't look like he's wearing a bunch of armor. You're not in plate mail territory, but he does sort of stop the cart, or attempt to, knowing this group, and put a hand up for you to stop, and so that he can approach the vehicle. What would you like to do?
Slow it down. Slow the vehicle down.
Okay, I will.
So let's stop.
With a bit of coaxing, yeah, you were able to do that, and he comes up to the cart and goes, "Good morning.
And hello to you as well.
Do you have business here in the city?"
I suppose we all have business, but whether it's city or not is upon our own accord.
True. In the general sense, business, pleasure.
Well, our business is our pleasure, and our pleasure is business, so...
Are you... Oh, I see. Your business is pleasure. Yes, of course. This way, sir. Please excuse me. And he backs up a tiny bit and just lets you through the city gates, sort of taking note of the occupants in the vehicle.
Is this like a large city where, or is it kind of small?
It's not a major metropolis. How about this? It's nothing compared to that. But however, Alo, would you have explained at all a little bit to them about what they can expect from this area?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe between Nix and I, we'd even so just so everybody knows, here's the breakdown.
Cool. They are still under government rule and kingly rule, but this is the villages. Does that make sense? Like this is the country retreat for some of the affluent people that want to be known for their status, but don't want to be in the hustle and bustle of the capital itself. So, and
Gotcha.
The sights that you see as you approach Kashid reflect that in a major way. You see a few individuals as you start to make your way. No better than to read the chat in our private Discord. I will put my notes down for a bit. Yes, as you go through, you see individuals that look to be milling about in different places. You do pass a couple of different inns and taverns on the way in. If you are looking to pass straight through the city, you are welcome to do so. However, you do know that were you to pass through the city, you would be traveling at night. If you have no issues with that, that's fine, but it is completely up to you. It'll take you about an hour and some change to just go completely through Kashin. You're attracted to some of the more unique-looking stores. While many of the places that you would see in Wonder, you're used to the Red Keep, you're used to some of the more exotic stores. A lot of the places here have a more artistic lean to them. You're not going to find many libraries, but you do see places selling paintings. You do see places that sell exotic magical items and exotic books. And Kashyyyk is actually known for its jewelry. And in terms of rings, necklaces, many of them magical in nature, but there is a particular store that it's known for called, let me get the name of it, a particular store called the Sapphire Gems. And the Sapphire Gems is known pretty far and wide. It's a wooden and large single-story building with a black shingled roof. It's got low ceilings, and it's just got arrangements of roses at the front of the shop and sort of spread all throughout the shop. So, what would you like to do?
Edgar is very attracted to that store, where he can get
So
some.
what
a
you're
little
saying is
bling.
we're pulling the cart over so you can go shopping.
I mean, when did you ever be able to find such decadent?
Perhaps we should address a place to rest for the evening and maybe a place to store the cart, and then we could come back to the store.
Well, there was a tavern just down the way.
Perfect. Yes?
Of course. And Edgar's going to try to, rally the horses to turn the other direction to try to go back to where the tavern was.
Okay. It's awkward. But after...
We look like such out-of-towners right now.
You do.
To be fair, our entrance to this town was awkward.
It's fair.
Mandrake is sitting on the top of the carriage as he was previously, and I would cast Mage Hand and use my +10 to animal handling to make this better.
Okay. I will allow that.
This is working fine. Do you want me to turn this cart around right now?
After your 15-point turn in the middle of the streets, where just people scream out "tourist," freaking snowbirds, like you.
Hello, thank you.
Hello. There's actually a few inns that you're drawn to, and Nix and Olo, I will give you guys investigation checks at advantage, since this ties directly into a little bit of your backstory and your background.
Investigation will be 26 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, his is higher.
Okay. There are two taverns that are somewhat close to the central part of town that you would feel comfortable staying in. One is called the Ivory Paws. Paws is in pause something. So the Ivory Paws is a little more affluent. If you've got the coin, they have what is politely referred to as lots of extras. Everything ranging from extra dimensional spaces that can be attached to your room, to companionship, to food, to magically enhanced rooms. The Ivory Paws is your place to go. The Mended Pitcher is another inn that you're familiar with, and the Mended Pitcher is a little bit middle of the road sort of place. Many merchants and artists that are traveling through the town might choose to stay there instead if they're not looking to spend a great deal of coin.
We should go to the picture so we don't draw attention to ourselves.
I disagree. I think we should go to the Ivory Paws.
I
Pay them
also
for all their
agree.
discretion.
What? Why?
We could pay them for all their discretion.
Oh, that's a good idea. I also think we should go there just because it sounds unusual.
If we can trust him, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I have gold.
I do too.
And I have frankincense and myrrh, so it looks like we're all very fancy.
A book. Okay.
Go.
The Ivory Paws. This is a beautiful marble row house. It's got a brown tile roof, and outside you see what looks to be some custom-made rocking chairs and sort of rockers that people can sit at and enjoy outside. It looks particularly small to be a affluent inn, but if this place does deal in terms of extra dimensional spaces and pocket spaces, there's a chance that this is just an outward appearance sort of thing. But yeah, you see it from where you are, and you very soon park the wagon with your horse-drawn wagon, and all of you leap out, and we all head inside.
Yes.
Okay. Heading inside, once again, it is bigger on the inside. And that is confirmed as you see, once again, some of the marble that was used to decorate the Ivory Paws outside is reflected inside as well. It's a little ostentatious, and some of you may not be used to an indoor waterfall that empties into a fountain in the middle of this space. There is a man behind a desk, and it looks to be a woman playing a stringed instrument for a few guests who are sipping drinks amiably. This looks less to be a place that someone might get into a bar fight and more that they would get into a rousing debate. But there is a gentleman behind the desk, elven man of dark hair.
Do you two want to take this since you've been here before? I mean, I'm happy to, but...
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna shove Edgar.
Oh, this is a great idea. I'll go up with Edgar.
Okay.
He's gonna just grab Thoy by the hand and just like march down to the front desk. Just like, come on.
She's going to take her hand, shake it a few times, and then she'll walk up with him.
Okay. He's reading. The elven man is reading a book, and he seems to be just sort of flipping through the book leisurely, turning pages here and there.
Is there a bell on the desk?
Sure.
Edgar's gonna sit there just.
Hello.
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 We were inquiring about some rooms. How much is it a night?
It depends on what you're looking for. What are you looking for in a room? What's important to you?
Comfortable beds.
We have that.
And we're looking for, well, it depends on the prices of your rooms, but anywhere from probably 4 to 6 rooms at this point.
I've found that most people who ask how much the rooms are probably can't afford them.
Ah. Well, I just don't like wasting money.
That's fair.
We're just trying to get away from the common rabble. Be more in a secluded environment for myself and my companion.
Oh, yes, I'm sure I can provide you both a bit of seclusion. The two of you, we have quite a few large suites.
That is not, we're not looking for, the rest of our people are over there. This is not, he is not.
Oh, nonsense.
He tilts his head,
yes.
and he holds a hand up and he goes, "Let's start again. Hi, how many rooms are you looking for?"
I look over at Edgar. We really should have found this out beforehand.
Why don't you go talk to your friends and then come back to me when you know the answers?
This is going really well.
It's going remarkably well.
Edgar's gonna turn around and look at the group and do this almost like a stockroom exchange, or with like.
I'll walk up. I'm walking up.
We just need to know how many rooms we need.
Trovik visibly face palms when Edgar turns and goes,
Do we have a
Like where we at, guys? Where we need?
Are we rooming to get? Do we need 3 rooms? How does this work?
How much is it for a room?
Yeah, we're back to. He doesn't really want to answer that question.
I'll say this. For a standard room rate, it would be, for the bare minimum, it would be 2 gold a night.
2 gold a night. Okay, so we'll have 4 rooms.
4 rooms at 2 gold
4
a night.
rooms. Unless anyone wants to upgrade their own, but I'm not paying for it.
I would like to have my own room, and I'd like a bit of service.
We'd like 6 rooms,
Yours
please.
is one of the 4. Just I don't know if you want anything extra.
Ooh, I want all the extras.
Honestly, I think it might be just easier at this point to just get 6 rooms. I mean, unless Alo and Trovik want to room together, because I know sometimes they do. I don't. Let's just say 6, and we can.
You can pay for 6 rooms if you want to pay for 6 rooms.
I will do that. You know what? It's
4
on me.
minimum.
I got it. 6 rooms, please. Standard. I'll let anybody pay for their own upgrades. Yes.
Very
Upgrade
well.
me.
You and I will speak, and he will reach across behind him and take 6 keys down. And he goes, the first night is paid in full?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course, I hand him 12 gold. 12 gold.
And also, what would it cost to make this discreet? You know, we don't want anyone. We don't want finding us here.
How discreet would you like?
You don't tell anyone we're here.
Sir, I am an employee of this fine establishment. I can't just go around promising to be discreet to anyone that comes in.
Chloe?
What if a guard should
Are
come in?
we are we able to hear this?
Would you be?
Probably not. No.
Well, how about this, my good sir? And like Edgar's gonna reach into his coin purse. He's gonna pull out additional 5 gold. And he's like, "This will be for you, for your discretion, and I promise you a little bit more will come your way as long as you keep your word."
The promise of more. Very well. Be aware that the louder you are, the harder it is to hide that level of noise. Does that make sense?
Quite.
I just have the feeling you're quite loud.
Well, myself maybe. My other companions not so much. Maybe the tall one.
Who are you pointing to?
He's just gonna point an arbitrary direction and just kind of like smile because he knows he's like
I
halfway.
am the
He's like,
tallest one in the group, so
Yeah.
he's gonna like draw that conclusion to me.
Perfect. Maybe the tall.
Understood. Well, here are your rooms. You are located on the 3rd floor in the sub-basement. So please enjoy your stay. Should you require any extras during your stay, don't hesitate to speak to me.
Sub-basement,
And what is your
like
name?
down?
Yes, is that a problem?
How?
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
All right. Good. This is either the best or worst day. I haven't decided yet. So, yes, please. And he will put the keys on the desk and close the book and look over at the party and speak loud enough so that all of you are able to hear. So let us talk about extras. What is it you would be requiring, sir?
Wine and meats and cheeses and breads and perhaps some nice. And he's gonna hold up his pipe. Something to fill this.
Understood. You're looking for an unforgettable stay, which you probably will forget.
Yes, of course.
Yes. I think that can be arranged. If you want to, let's say, another 5 gold pieces should provide a proper kingly experience.
And he'll reach into his coin purse and pull out 6 and just thank you so much, and we appreciate your help and service.
Yes, of course. You will not be in the sub-basement. You will be 1 floor above. The room is a little bit larger to accommodate your taste.
Much appreciated.
Very well. And he looks out at the rest of the group. If no one approaches,
I would actually just like to
Trevik
be on the
approaches.
highest floor you have.
the highest.
How much extra to be on the top floor?
This is the top floor. All of our homes.
Oh, they don't extend up?
All of our rooms extend downward.
Oh, well, do you have any rooms on this floor?
I'm sure we could modify a
No. You don't need
closet
to modify
space.
anything. I didn't realize that all of your floors were underground. That's fine.
No,
I'm good.
there's
No, this is
a
wonderful.
dance
It's fine.
hall that I'm
No,
sure
that's,
could make.
No, that's, please. This is perfect.
Oh, all right.
Yes, no, thank you.
Yes. You, the tall one.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. I'm wondering, do you people do specialize in unusual quality of rooms, yes?
We work
The
our
higher end.
we work our magic whenever we can.
Fantastic. I do have a query about certain abilities to ward. I'll be perfectly honest, I have some people who like to look in on some of my projects that shouldn't be looking in. I would like to work on one while I'm in my room. Would it be possible to discourage scrying or magical eavesdropping?
I can do one, I can do the other, or I can do both. I can make it so that no one is able to scry in your room during the course of your stay. I can also make it so that none are able to eavesdrop outside of the door or use any other means. But it is a tad expensive. I could probably have a room outfitted for you for, let's say, 7 gold a night.
That will be just fine, and I'll hand him the 7 gold.
Okay. He'll take the gold and put it in, and give me an hour's time, and I will have your room ready for you. It just may take a bit of time to accommodate.
Perfectly understandable. I thank you for your cooperation.
Sure.
And I'm going to, as I pass Nyx, I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and go, may I have a word briefly?
Of course.
Okay.
Thank you.
He will return to his book and open it up, and the keys are on the counter for those of you to grab them. The only one staying in the floor above everyone else is Edgar, who's got a larger room.
Okay. The room I've requested is yours. There's no sense in you sticking around. If someone knows you're here, if they can't spy on you, it's less likely they can track you.
Okay. Once the wards are in place, I would like to meet you and Olo in there.
Naturally. Perhaps disguising yourself as me before you go in.
I mean, if we all head in.
Very well. Well, in the meanwhile, it's a very comfortable chair, and I'm going to sit down, crack open the journal again.
In the lobby, just hanging out. Yeah. Yeah.
You said this is a town of artistic tastes. What could be more artistic than floating blueprints I can manipulate with my hands?
You fit in perfectly next to the water features. And as individuals sort of sip and have pleasant conversation, your floating blueprints, Trovik, you spend a bit of time studying them and writing down any ideas that you have. What is everyone else doing now that you secured a lodging here in Kashid?
I'd like to suggest to everyone that we go into town and prepare for heading to the castle. Whatever you need, make sure you pick it up now.
Fair. Let's go.
I think that's a good plan. We could use a few potions.
Some of us more than others.
I'd love to go with you. I'm gonna take him to the room first. Referring to the owl because I don't want to bring the owl all around town.
Okay.
Or are you going with them?
I'm just putting him in the room.
No, sorry, I said Olo.
Oh, sorry.
It cut out before I said it. I apologize.
Nice.
Sure. Unless you have something you need.
Actually, I'd like you to go and acquire some things for me. I'm going to be a bit preoccupied. So I'm going to hand over 150 gold pieces to my brother so he can get a couple of items for me that I'm going to send that are on a list that I will provide him.
Sure.
I will have that list to you directly.
Absolutely. I am about it. Yeah, you spend a little bit of time going out, and so who all? How about this? Thoe, you're headed to your room, and Mandrake
I would join Thoe.
heading to
You're
Thoe's
with
room.
me?
I would walk her to her room.
Okay. As you get closer to Thoe, there is a bit of a fluttering from the cage. As you get closer and closer, as she walks towards her room.
You realize we have separate rooms, right? I mean, I suppose you didn't need a separate room, but we got one anyway.
I felt it best not to draw attention.
To what?
To us, as a whole.
Right.
Do you think he misses him?
Who?
Ethel. Sorry, she. Ethel, do you think she misses him?
Do you think she misses who? Oh, Enwin?
Well, I guess.
Well, I haven't
Yes.
spoken to her about it. Quite possibly.
You really did it.
I did what I needed to do.
As did he. He did what he needed to do.
That's debatable. And I feel like we've had this conversation. Don't we all do what we think we need to do at the time? Does that make all of our decisions the correct decision? Does that mean that no one gets hurt when we make those decisions? We each make the best
No, it
decisions we
absolutely
can. Sometimes they're still the wrong decisions.
I agree with you.
Thank you.
And I think in this instance, yours was the wrong decision. You killed my friend, Thoe.
You don't
I understand it's what you felt you had to do.
You don't know half of what happened.
Is he gone?
Well, I don't see him here.
Then I know enough. He's gone.
We have some really important things to do. We have some things that can't be done unless certain events are put into place. You make the best decisions you can to try to help the most people at any given time. So do I. And sometimes those decisions are hard. Sometimes people get hurt. Sometimes they're not the decisions we might have wanted to make, but they're the decisions that have to be made.
Thoe, of everyone here, you know that I understand sacrifice.
Yes.
It changes you.
That it does. Literally.
And I'll just, like, knock on my chest.
Whew.
Are you okay?
I will be.
We've said that a lot, you and I.
Yes. And it's true. At some point, one way or the other, we're going to be okay.
Don't go too far.
Too late.
We should get her into the room.
Yes. I'm just going to put her in there and I'll come right back out. I just wanted to get her situated. I doubt that she wants to be all around town right now.
I'll reach into my bag and pull out some, like, dried fruit and hand it to her. I know she prefers mice, but I don't have any.
She does. I'll look for some.
She doesn't eat it. in a very odd looking move for an owl to do, she picks it up in her beak and almost seems to make eye contact with you, and then just throws it out of the cage at you, as if it is a microaggression.
I'm sorry. It's all I have for you right now.
I'm gonna let her rest. She probably needs some time. So I'm gonna go in
Probably.
and close the door.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I'm going to do that when I go in the room and then come back out of the room.
Are you 100% sure?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Thoe goes into the room for a bit of time, and then Mandrake, would you stay outside the door while she's handling her business, or would you head back out to the group?
No, I would stand outside the door until she came back.
Okay. Yeah, it takes a few minutes, but after that, Thoe would come back out and close the door quickly shut behind her. And yeah.
You ready?
I think so.
Okay.
Thoe,
Yes?
no more secrets between us, okay?
That sounds like a really good thing to say. And I will tell you that I never keep a secret from you that I don't need to keep. And I trust that you don't keep secrets from me that you don't feel you need to keep. But sometimes, especially in these times, some secrets can save lives.
And some of them can destroy lives.
You're right. And some of them already have.
Be safe. Then he'll turn and walk away.
Okay. The rest of you, during this time, Trovik is staying behind to make sure that he can get his room situated, and he's adding ideas, more and more ideas, which seem to come a little bit more freely with the notebook. You don't know if it's a placebo effect or if there is actually magical goading you, but it seems like the little bits of writer's block where you were used to at this point seem to fade with time, the more that you hold on to the notebook. So take of that what you will. Who's going shopping?
Me.
Okay. So it's Edgar, Nyx, and Mandrake, and
Hello.
I'm going, yeah.
Arlo is going as well because he's got a shopping list to do. So I saw it was amazing to me because I saw the look on Magnoth's face of like, I'm not going shopping for anybody, and then I said, oh no, Olo would probably do this though, and just the fighting in the soul between the two wolves was fantastic. So all four of you then go ahead and give me a D100, please.
I'm happy to go shopping. Yeah.
Would you?
I'm going with them. I don't have.
Oh,
any reason
sweet.
to say
Okay.
that.
Then everybody that's going shopping, go ahead and give me D100s, please.
69.
Nice.
33.
What was that, Nick?
79.
I gotta find mine.
23 for Nyx.
63.
63 for Nyx. 29 for you, Mandrake.
79.
79. Okay.
It's a percentile and something else, right?
Just a percentile.
Sure.
60.
That says it's a double zero.
We are.
100.
Hey, there you go, pal. Okay, cool. This is going to help dictate some of the things that happen as you go outside. Yeah, it's early afternoon at this point. There are plenty of odd-looking shops. Think more, if anybody's ever seen pictures of Venice, little like little shops and little places that have like hidden doors, little hidden entryways. It's a city where you're encouraged to get lost in, because you never know what sort of odd little market stalls and shops that you'll find. Wherein the circle or the Red Keep or the Mouth had this chaotic feel of people trying to sell you everything. This is more, if you found it, if you found the place, then you were obviously looking for it for a degree. So, yeah, okay. Let's see. As you guys are walking about, I think your journey would start with you first encountering, while walking by one of the little shops, you would see. Okay, you guys would see a person running away from what looks to be the constabulary in this particular area. The guards look familiar to the one that you saw by the road. This individual seems to be running at a full clip and just runs past everybody, with two guards in hot pursuit that look a little heavier around the midsection, and that's why this person is able to keep a fair distance away.
Do you think he nabbed something?
I mean, I'm not really interested.
So none of our business.
Okay. You see this? None of my business. Yeah, you guys see this happen. What are we looking for during our shopping? Are we letting the fates decide? Are we looking for something in particular? I know that the talk of potions was there.
I would be
I'm
looking for
looking-
healing potions of some kind.
Okay.
Buying and selling magical items.
The buying and selling of magical items. Okay. Give me an investigation check, Nix, as you're looking for anything that you can find that might be a place where you could buy and sell magical items.
28.
28. Okay, buddy. Yeah, you find a place called called the Sandman's Hourglass. As you're wandering the streets and things of that sort, as you see the Sandman's Hourglass, you realize that this is, for all intents and purposes, a magical thrift shop. The person inside does not sell any magical items. Does not create magical items. They merely buy and sell and find and things of that sort. But this individual, as you walk inside, think of. You ever walked inside to one of those indoor yard sales? Or there's like a flea market. You know what I mean? It's got that kind of vibe with random things on tables and little tags and things of that sort. You would see an individual behind the counter that seems to be engaged in pleasant conversation. This is it's a woman, but she's got this bright blue skin. And she's got sort of watery features in her hair. And she's smiling and talking with people, and you see her hair is kind of floating up in the air a little bit, and she absentmindedly, while she's talking, pushes the hair down occasionally as it sort of floats away from her at that point. You would recognize her as a water genasi. But she's engaged in pleasant conversation, and as you come in, she goes, "Oh, welcome. Feel free to take a look around and let me know if you need help with anything." And then goes back to having the conversation.
All right. I'll go up to her, but I'll wait till she's done talking before I jump in.
Sure. She finishes up, and then she kind of does another pat down of the hair, and she goes, "Hi, welcome to the Sandman's Hourglass. How can I help you?"
I was looking to sell some stuff.
Oh, yes, of course. We're always looking to sell. Are you looking for gold, or are you looking for store credit?
It depends on what's in the store. I haven't really had a good look yet.
Well, you never know what you're going to find here. When I'm working, I do my best to identify magical items, but there's always a 50-50 chance that I have no idea what it does. So, buyer beware? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Great. Wonderful. What are you looking to sell? And she will clear off the space as much as she can, sort of shuffling off papers and things of that sort. And she will take out a scale and what looks to be an odd set of glasses that she places on her face.
I'll take out the Pearl of Power and the Boomerang of Illusions.
Oh, gosh. She looks at the pearl of power and looks up at you and says, I do not have a poker face. Yes, we would be happy to buy both of these items. How much are you looking to get for them?
Honestly, I'm not quite sure what they're worth, so I'll just trust you on this.
Yes, of course. Well, a pearl of power can be quite expensive, and I've never seen a boomerang like this before. And she takes a little bit of time, and she goes, I'm happy to offer you 3,000 in store credit, or I could give you the 1,500 gold.
Do you mind if I look around the store and then decide after?
Not at all. Please, please. And I'll show you out, and she'll just kind of be studying the pearl and the boomerang. Does anybody else go into the Sandman's Hourglass during this time? Arlo's in there.
I would, yes.
Yeah, Mandrake's in
Do
there.
they sell jewelry?
This is not I mean, you might be able to find the odd random jewelry, but this is not. This is this is not one of those sorts of places.
No, I'm good.
I'm going in, but I'm not selling anything. I don't have anything I want to sell right now.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm looking out of character. I'm looking for a brooch of shielding.
Okay.
And I don't know if I would find that here, if I need to go to the Sapphire Gem, or if that's even something I can find here. But
Okay.
Find it on me.
Give me a perception check as you're just sort of scanning the area for things that you can find. This is you're looking for something to bump your AC, correct? Like essentially, like what is the brooch of shielding again?
the brooch of shielding makes me immune to magic missile and gives me resistance to force.
Got it. Let me roll
18.
some dice. What did you get, buddy?
18.
18.
I'm not good at those anymore. So.
You're not good at those anymore. Okay. So you don't find any brooches of shielding. You know exactly what you're looking for, and you're sort of scanning the area. It may just be in another place that doesn't deal in that. You do find some other random bric-a-brac and items that could speak to you. You find a a jigsaw piece that happens to be floating in a what looks to be like a centrifuge. And you also see a book titled The Book of Fate, which kind of speaks to you a little bit. The pages of which are empty in the Book of Fate. And you do find a brooch, but it doesn't look anything like a brooch of shielding. Instead, it has a skull on it with two little ruby eyes.
I guess I will ask about what these do.
Bringing the items up, she doesn't know about the book, but the brooch, the necromantic brooch, provides resistance to necromantic damage.
Okay.
Or resistance, rather. And what else did I say? Oh, the puzzle piece. The puzzle piece is rumored to be able to open a portal to a long thought closed distant realm.
Yeah, that's too much for me. Yeah. I'm just gonna be like, thank you so much.
Oh my god, thank you so much.
Right back.
Sure. She looks you up and down and she goes, well, we did get this the other day. And she reaches behind the bar and she pulls out a what looks to be a cloak that's made out of a lion's skin. Like it looks like it's got the lion's head and things of that sort. She says, this is quite fascinating. This is a lion skin sort of cloak that you can wear. But it grants you advantage on initiative rolls, is what Billy will say. But she would say that it gives you a bit of an oomph when it comes to fighting in situations. You can get the upper hand. Yeah.
I'm gonna pass on that one too, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody else?
Would you have told everyone else what you're looking for, or are you just doing it by yourself?
Yeah. I'm also looking for tar and brass.
But I guess on you
Tar
would
and brass,
tell, or
yes. Yes, I would. Yeah.
well, I've got one, so if we could find something more useful to me, I wouldn't mind giving you mine.
Cool. Cool.
It's the only reason I didn't give it to
will.
you is I was like, Nyx has one, but I didn't.
Trying to tell you, but I didn't want to.
Great. I'm gonna just kind of go over the things that she had told me about.
So the other brooch was for
Resistance to necromantic damage.
necromantic. I'd be fine with taking that.
Okay.
And the puzzle piece.
You want the?
What would those?
It is rumored to open a portal to a long-thought closed distant realm. Although repeats this verbatim.
So what would it be for those two items?
For conveniency's sake, it would be about 3,000 in-store credit.
I think that works.
Yeah. She takes the items, and you see her ecstatically take the pearl of power and the boomerang and place them behind the bar as if place them behind the counter as if she has no intention of selling these whatsoever.
Can I?
And I'll hand all of the other brooch.
No, thank you. Can I make an insight check just to see if he got like cheated?
Sure. Give me an insight check.
Mandrake would also do that.
Go ahead, Mandrake.
That's a 20.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
She really wanted these things, but she would nowhere near coming close to having these items. So she takes a bit of time, and yes, absolutely.
Okay.
But you realize that she may have felt a little bad about that and fudged on the puzzle piece and the other brooch.
I'm not gonna say anything. I just wanted to know.
Yeah. Sure.
Wow.
All right. So yeah, you guys finish up at the Sandman's Hourglass?
I need a leather strap. Just a small leather,
Yeah.
like probably about, I mean, it's not going to be very expensive, I'm sure, but probably about,
You've-
I don't know, 2 feet long, you know, fairly thin.
A lead?
Yeah,
Almost?
well, I want to not have the owl in the cage all the time. I want to be able to, but I don't want her flying away.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I would say that you would very easily be able to find something like that for 7 gold pieces. This one is also enchanted, so that it's think of one of those automatic dog leashes. With it will stretch and stretch and stretch, and upon the command word, it will slowly start to retract.
Perfect. Thank you. 7 gold.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. All right, heroes. Where to next?
Lines, tar and brass.
Tar and brass. So let's do this. Let's catch back up with Trovik after. I'm sure this would take about an hour, and soon the individual would leave but the desk and come over to you and go, "Sir, I believe your room is ready and to your liking."
Excellent. We're the same level as the rest of my compatriots, barring the short one.
Yes, sir. I didn't think you would want any of the extras that he ordered.
Not necessary for my lifestyle, but I thank you.
Of course. And can I ask whose name to put the rooms under?
Frederick.
Frederick.
Yes.
I'll
give him Frederick the Goliath from Fosh's full name.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, I will make a note of it, sir.
Thank you kindly.
Yes. And he leads you to a room. The room looks simple enough. You do notice an odd padlock that seems to be attached to the wall itself. And as you you see the padlock, there's a key inside of it. And as you click the padlock closed, there is a light hum that you can hear audibly, which seems to be The place is armed, but upon unlocking the padlock, it still stays stuck to the wall, but you realize the enchantments have been disarmed.
So it's the arcane equivalent of white noise. I love it.
It is the arcane equivalent of white. Somebody's made you an arcane white noise machine.
I like it. Nice. If I can I take some time to figure out how this enchantment was done and possibly sketch that as well?
You jerk. Yeah, give me an Arcana check as you're like,
Okay. This is fascinating. Immediately steal.
Good inventors create, better inventors steal.
I prefer to think of it as illicit borrowing.
Hey.
That's an 18.
An 18. Yeah, you realize it's actually very clever. It's as you search the room and after a few unique uses of the detect magic spell, you look around the room and see that it's very simple cantrips. Very simple modifications of the prestidigitation cantrip, which is able to create a soft noise, but it's been layered as if as soon as one spell ends, the other one picks up, granting it 6 seconds for the other one to recharge. You actually find some strategically placed gems around the room that are sort of innocuous. You wouldn't even notice they were there if you weren't looking for them.
Is very clever.
But you have the idea of creating things that might have to do with spell storing and unique uses found therein.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay, I'm putting that spell storing idea into my big project.
Okay. Oh God. Okay. Yes, that sounds great.
I'm not going to be able to have it. This is going to be more of an epilogue thing, I think. But by the time I get this done.
Yes. No. I'm right there with you though. Let's head back to the group then. We spent a little bit of time looking for thrift store items. The items that he's looking for would be in more of a general store. And as you look around for that, sure, you would find a more along the lines of a general store. This store is called the Bed Bug. And as you come into the space, you see what appears to be a giant cockroach behind the counter. But just has all sorts of shelves lining the walls and things of that sort. But the cockroach looks amiable enough, and says, "Oh, hello.
Hello.
What are you looking for?"
I was hoping that you had some tar and some brass.
Yeah, second shelf on the right.
Thank you. And I'm gonna go grab some tar and some brass.
Yeah, takes we'll say it takes a few silver to buy the requested materials that he's looking for.
All right.
Okay. Anybody else looking for anything in particular?
Healing potions.
Healing potions. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're searching around. Give me an investigation check, pal.
15, not good.
It takes a while to find stuff. Like
Those
I
are
said,
bottles.
it's one of those places. I love this idea, so I'm gonna use it again. You see a place that says Tom's Sandwiches, and then in slightly smaller letters, and potions.
We sell gold.
Yeah.
Okay, I will enter Tom's Sandwiches and also.
You see a rather corpulent man behind the counter. He's wearing an apron. He's got all the fixins for sandwiches, and he goes, "Hey, come on in. You need a sandwich?"
No, I'm here for the other.
Are you sure? We've got turkey, ham. I just sliced some Swiss.
I'll just kind of flare my jacket back and expose the metal.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, you really do need some healing potions. And he goes, "Jerry, it's one of yours." And you see an identical looking man come out as Tom's brother Jerry comes out from the side. And he goes, "Hey, I heard you were interested in some potions?"
Yes.
Yeah, I've got a little shop over here set to the side, just past the condiments. And you see, sure enough, like past like the mayo and the mustard and the different things like that, you see Jerry leads you over to a smaller counter tucked away in the corner. And he goes, what are you looking for? Just healing potions?
No, anything of interest.
Oh.
Specifically healing potions.
Well, we actually here, we specialize in potions, but in unique containers. I feel like it gives the potions a little bit of an extra oomph.
I'm listening.
Like here, this is one of our more unique healing potions, and he brings you over a like a sealed bamboo shaft. He's like, look, if you hold it up to your ear, it sounds like rain.
And?
Well, I just think
what does it do?
Oh, no, it's just a regular healing potion.
Am I paying extra for it to sound like rain?
I mean, no, but it's just pretty neat, right?
I suppose. What else do you have?
Oh, are you kind of looking for weird stuff?
Sure.
Oh,
weird thing.
He goes over and he picks up like a gourd, like a just a regular looking gourd, and he goes, "This one I loaded up with a polymorph."
A polymorph?
Yeah.
How much?
This one's I have no idea because I kind of forgot what the polymorph was for. So let's go 70 gold.
One moment. You don't remember what the polymorph is?
No. Could be a snail, could be a giant ape. You're going to have to roll the dice on that one.
Fantastic. And does it polymorph me, or does it grant me the ability to polymorph someone else? Do I have to force them to drink it? How does this work?
You don't have to force them to drink it, but as long as the liquid gets on them, the polymorph spell's going to kick off.
Okay. Do you have any superior healing potions?
I do. I have 3 of those. If you'd like, we can start building a little pile. And he takes the gourd, and he takes the superior, and he's like, "Do you want regular bottles or do you want like unique bottles?" You can be honest.
I believe regular bottles will be fine. Thank you.
That's all right. You're allowed to be boring. And he sets up he sets up the superior healing bottles, and he goes, "All right, the polymorph. I've got some other weird ones. I mean, if you're interested, I just don't know. I've got one that makes you hover for a little bit. This one's weird. I thought it was going to allow you to shoot arrows out of your hands. Turns out, like, whoever drinks it, you're just really afraid of arrows. I'm still working on this one for a little bit. This one's weird. If somebody drinks it, they have to see if they can fight against the effects, or they dance until they pass out.
Okay.
This one can restore a body. This one's super addictive, but it doesn't really do anything other than being like real good.
Restore a body.
Hmm?
You said that one restores a body?
Oh yeah, but there's not a lot of uses for it. Like a cocoon like forms over someone, they're out for like a year, and then when they wake up, like brand new body, boom.
Interesting.
That one I'm pretty firm on. It has to come in the container.
Oh, man.
What do I need to do to make it the Rainmaker container?
I am a fan of interesting containers. How much?
Oh, this one's really expensive. This one's like 400 gold. You're growing a whole new body.
Sure. So 400 gold for this one.
Mm-hmm.
The polymorph, 3 superior healing potions.
Probably looking at like 1,500.
I'll also take the dancing one.
All right. We'll say 1,750.
Here's 2,000, and I'll lay it on the table.
Oh, would you like a sandwich to go, sir?
I suppose my companions might be hungry. Sure, throw in a sandwich.
Okay. He hands you the superior healing potions in the regular container. He's going to hand you the polymorph, but this one's going to be in the rain stick. Okay. He's going to hand you the dancing one, which looks to be in a child's tap shoe, with a little like container over the top of it. And then for the last one, for the body change, it's really weird. It's a box, okay, about this big, but there's no hole on the box. However, attached to the box is a tube that looks like you could take the tube off of the box and stick it in the top.
Juice box. I love this.
And get the potion by taking the tube off and sticking it in the top.
Got it.
Amazing.
And what kind of a sandwich did I get?
With the tip that you've given him, he kind of loads you up. He's like, hey man, just get a few of them, please. He's so bored. And
Got it.
And as soon as he says that, like Tom sticks his head over the counter. He's like, I heard you guys were asking for sandwiches. Like I didn't know if you wanted like a few to go. Maybe you tell your friends. Tom sandwiches and potion.
5 sandwiches, please.
Yes, absolutely. I told you, Jerry, today was going to be a great day. And Jerry's like, you're right, Tom, you got this. And
Do you have any mouse traps back there?
Mouse traps.
Yes. You know, sandwich shop might have a few traps.
Listen, we had a problem, but that's all taken care of now. If you happen to work for like the city, like that was one time, and she's fine now. Honestly, she shouldn't have poked it.
Do you have any live mice or a trap?
You don't work for the city.
Do I look like I work for the
Oh yeah, we're chock-a-block here with mice, buddy. I'll grab you a couple. Goes to the back, grabs you a little mouse trap and a mouse, and brings it out to you. He hang on. He looks to have a like novelty. What looks to be like a he's got like a plastic thing that looks like a hat, but it looks like cheese. And he puts the mouse inside of the little like novelty cheese hat.
Okay.
He's like, this container's on the house.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And he nods at you.
And I leave.
As soon as I don't have anything else I need, so as soon as we're close enough to the inn, even if people have other shopping that they need, I'm gonna head back.
Cool.
Because
Yeah.
I just remembered something I needed to do.
Yeah. So Thory's going to head back. Alo, you did your shopping. Would you walk back with her as well? Nyx and Mandrake, you've done your shopping for the day.
Yeah.
So Edgar. Edgar's big adventure.
It's very important to me to know where this sandwich that Mandrake got was. Because if he brings it out in hand, it will immediately be going into Alo's mouth.
I brought 5 sandwiches.
Does not matter.
They're wrapped in paper, but you see the little smells lead from the paper all the way to Alo's nose, like in a cartoon, a la Scooby Snacks. And yeah. Edgar, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for like a necklace or a ring, like some bling, like something a little gaudy and ostentatious.
Boy wants to get dolled up.
Yeah,
You look-
like paint me like one of your French girls kind of thing.
You looking for something gaudy? Okay. Sure. As everybody's heading back, you stop by one of the world-famous jewelry shops here in town, taking a look, and it's one of the places that you passed on the way in, the Sapphire Gems. And as you go inside, the space is rather large because standing at the back of this store is a rather large creature. It's got kind of a human-looking face, but it's got the body of a lion. It's real big. And you would immediately recognize this from stories and stuff as a sphinx. Thank you, Dragons in the Dining Room. You're the best. Love you. Thank you for subscribing. You're my favorite. So yeah, the Sphinx is in the back, but you see the place is filled with jewelry, necklaces, rings, some tiaras of a very nice sort.
Nice. Edgar's gonna walk in and go straight to the Sphinx. And howdy do.
Hello, mortal. Welcome to the
Oh.
Sapphire Gems.
Well, thank you. My good sir, Miss God, whatever thy title be.
You've covered the bases.
Ah, yes. I am looking for something to decorate this palace you see before you.
Magical in nature or no?
Let's say magical, yeah.
What is it you're looking for, Edgar?
I'm just gonna roll the dice on this one.
Okay.
I don't really know as far as great items for bards, but I'm just gonna let the fates decide.
You're looking for any sort of magic jewelry that is befitting a bard. Huh.
Oh.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay. You would see the Sphinx sort of looking out over this area, and occasionally little pieces will float in the air in front of him, and he will shake his head, and they will fall back down. And until he brings you two items, one of which is a think Flavor Flav clock. It's that big. It's that big. So think like chain with just a pearl that's almost as big as your head, Edgar. Were you to wear this thing, and this thing is sparkling like it's a little tiny disco ball, and
Beautiful.
and brings that out. And the other thing that is brought out is it looks like it's a set of glasses, but they're Elton John-esque in terms of like the way that they like kind of spiral up with these rubies inlaid in the glasses. You could almost call them goggles, but they shine, and you could imagine yourself walking into a place and just totally being the center of attention. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I would like it both, please.
So is this one of those things where I can only look but not touch, or can I feast my fingers upon these things?
You may feast your fingers. The two items which I think may besuit you better is these particular glasses, which I am called the Inquisitive Goggles.
Ooh. And Edgar's gonna grab him. He's gonna put him on. Might you have a mirror about the space I could dazzle myself with?
Yes, and the Sphinx will cast a minor illusion to represent how you look with the goggles on, and just stand in front of you.
All right. Lovely me. So how much are we talking, goggles?
These particular goggles are 8,000 gold pieces.
Quite right. Yes, of course. And for the other, the necklace.
The necklace is a little less flashy. It is 3,000 gold pieces.
Ah, fantastic. He's gonna just slowly just take off the glasses and just place them on the counter.
Do the glasses not fit your aesthetic?
I believe they're quite nice, but not something I'm looking at right now. Not something I really need. Now, this necklace is quite...
I am in the market to trade.
No,
not for items, for life.
And what do you have in mind?
I would pose a riddle to you. If you get the riddle right, I will give you half off. If not, I will kill you.
And that's all it is. Like half of my life. You would simply kill me.
Yes. Do it. You won't.
I'll make it more interesting. I'll make it more interesting.
All right.
3 riddles, and that will be a third of your life force either time. But if you answer all 3 riddles correctly, then I will give you the item for free. But every time you fail, I take a third of your life force.
I'm already pretty old. As a half.
Oh, no. Buddy, this is hit points.
Oh my. There's quite a journey that I'm finding myself on with my compatriots, and I don't feel that would be necessary.
Would you like to know what the glasses do?
I believe that. Although the glasses are nice, they are not quite what I'm needing now. I prefer to step away from the glasses and move towards something more necklacey.
Very well, then. The necklace is besuiting you.
Oh, thank you. He's gonna put it on and just look at himself.
Oh,
just
yes.
idling over it.
Work it.
Oh, all right. I mean, shimmy, I suppose. 3,000 gold, is what you say.
Yes.
Yes, okay. He's gonna count up the 3,000 gold. Is there anything I should know about this necklace before I leave here?
Would you like to know what it does?
Oh, dang it. Here's my money. What does it do?
You have already purchased it, so I feel like you tend to err on the wild side of things. Oh, this is the time for him to freeze up. Yep, that is. One big ear-nose camera, completely frozen in that particular look.
Of course. Of course. Right as I was getting going. So yeah, just the necklace, and I'll be on my way.
Very well. This is a necklace of observation.
Well, fantastic, because one can never be too observant.
This is true.
All right, my dear friend, I appreciate your help.
Very well.
And he'll just give him the gold and then just wear it out, just doing this little
Yep. You got it, buddy. Go ahead and just mark down on your character sheet that you have the necklace of observation. After you spend a long rest, I'll let you know what it does.
Okay.
It's bling-tastic, buddy. I will say a side effect of this is that when you are making a persuasion check, go ahead and add an extra, which is dangerous in your hands, go ahead and add an extra +5 to that persuasion check. As people are drawn to that necklace.
Oh, no.
The world is mine, y'all.
However, you are going to make a -5 to stealth checks, as any light that shines on that thing tends to bling off like crazy.
That makes a lot of sense. So, heard.
Okay?
Fantastic. No sneaking ever again, you guys.
Oh, it's okay.
Cool. You head back. This is many persuasion. Many. Yeah. You head back to the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. To the inn. Your rooms are waiting and ready for you all. There is a bit of a nightlife, but it is somewhat reserved. The woman that you saw singing songs earlier is gone, and instead is a gentleman that seems to be sitting in a seat, smoking a pipe, while he levitates several instruments that are playing by themselves. And absent-mindedly just sort of controlling those instruments and floating in the air, providing soft ambient music. But there is a bar, and there is a area set up with drinks and food and things of that nature. as everyone starts making their way back to the inn for the evening.
Edgar would probably just go sit by the guy who's like smoking his pipe with all the music. He's probably just loading his own bowl and just sitting there, just taking the music in and just letting the essence of we smoke take him in.
Yeah. He sort of looks over at your direction and is going to ignore you, and then turns back, and his eyes are drawn to the large ball on your chest.
Did I see him come in with this ostentatious thing?
You did.
Cool.
Very few individuals in the spot missed him.
Okay. All right. Well, this is gonna be a fun conversation later.
So much for discreet.
I only had 2 things I want to do because when I went back early, first of all, I had an idea for finding out what was in that box, the wild magic box. That every time we open it, we released wild magic. But I wanted to look inside the box. But it's evening, which means I'm not going to hopefully be wasting a spell slot. I wanted to go because I'm assuming that the box would be in my room, right? It's big enough that I could have had it brought to my room.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I want to cast etherealness and look inside the box. Because I want to make sure that there's, I want to see what's in there, but I also don't want to release any other ills of the world.
I stared into the vortex of time, and it's
Oof.
I can move through things with ethereal. I just read through it, and I can move through things, and I can see what's on this plane.
You do.
I can't interact with it, so if there's something in there, I can't touch it.
Okay, then you would
but I can see.
You would see a soft swirling portal at the very bottom of this box as you float through it. You would also see a note that is on the lid of this box, which no one has found because as soon as the box opens a tiny bit and that moat falls out, you guys kind of slam it there.
Can I angle myself to read the note?
You could. Behind you is the small swirling vortex.
Okay.
And it says, happy coronation, many blessings. This is a present for your big debut.
Okay.
Should you need it, just fling open the lid. There's no place like home.
Okay. I'll write all that down later.
Signed M.
Okay. And then the only other thing I wanted to do is I want to test out that strap. So I want to bring the owl up, upstairs, attach so that she doesn't fly away, but then go up on the rooftop or something like that.
Sure.
So that we can test it out together.
Okay. You spend a fair bit of time. Give me animal handling at disadvantage.
Okay. That is not great. That's a 7.
There's a reason why you don't see many people walking their owls. They're not particularly conducive to that sort of thing. So it takes you a while, but after a while, she comes to an understanding of listen, you've got 2 choices, stay attached to this or go back in the cage, and she picks up on that faster than you think anyone else would.
I'm going to work with her for about an hour, and I'm also going to... Yeah, I'm going to work with her for about an hour, and then I'll come back in, and I'll put her back in the room.
Okay. After the etherealness fades and all of that stuff in your time with the owl, you'd come back into the room and hang out for a bit. Give me an insight check.
Oh gosh, it's right in front of me. 17.
17. This item is not too unsimilar from an item that you're somewhat familiar with called the Bag of Tricks, where the Bag of Tricks is these little fluffy balls that when you throw them down at the ground, they assume a different animal or something along those lines. But this box is odd. It seems to be attached to a particular realm, and the portal that opens up beneath it is telling as well.
Okay. Do I know what realm this is, kind of based on the stuff that's already come out of it, and
Absolutely.
yeah, what is the realm? Do I know what
Your
the realm
home
is?
realm.
I know. Oh gosh. Oh, that has a ton of
There's
repercussions.
no place like home. Happy Coronation Day.
Oh crud! Please don't banish me.
Gotcha.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, good to know.
Cool. So yeah, anytime you open that up, depending on how long you leave it open for.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Great. Anybody else doing anything? Are Edgar? You were interested in drinking and smoking and doing that. Alo, are you? Do you have something planned beyond sandwich shenanigans?
I do. Beyond consuming all 5 of those sandwiches until someone tries to stop me and I bite them. I'm going to bring Trovik his stuff. And I'm going to ask him, are you sure you don't want your change?
Not necessary.
Alright.
I know how quickly you go through your gold, and I take the stuff and I put it in the bag.
Alright. I'm going to, I need a favor from you. I'm going to need you to... Oh, good. You've already agreed.
We're family, Olo.
Of course we are. I'm going to need you to help me with the wings that Father gave us. You have already agreed. You cannot.
And I immediately regret this.
You
Yes.
should. It was actually unexpected.
There is a frantic knocking on the door to the room that you two are in.
Poke my head out of the door.
Bob is standing out there with 2 hands on his hips.
Hello, Bob.
Hello, Trovik. Is Alo here?
Immediate question, is he in trouble?
Oh, no.
Inside check.
You close the door? Do you close the door, Alo?
No, I shoved Trovik out of the way. I don't
Is
close
he in
the door.
trouble?
Yep.
There
There was a...
Your parents? No pants? On me? Your parents? I met your parents because they fell into my bed.
In my defense, you just said it would bring me back to the kingdom.
I
Did not
thought...
say to you.
In whose defense? Whose defense? Right. Your defense. In your defense, you thought, you assumed that it would just bring you back to the kingdom. So in your defense, you know what? You're right. In your defense. Hello, Bob. How are you? It was good to see you. You know, in that brief...
I'm just going to grab him by his shirt and pull him down to kiss him.
He melts into you for a bit and then kind of comes out of it and says, that's only going to work so many times.
That's fine. This was a good time to use it.
Next.
Can I get you a shot? A drink? We have somewhere.
You had me at shot. And he walks into the Yeah. And so he heads in.
We're in one of the mundane rooms.
Yeah.
Like the non-mortal one.
Yes.
I'm going to set myself up on the table there, take out the brass and the tar, and I'm going to fabricate those smoke bombs we discussed.
Understood. Give me an Arcana check, please, unless you are...
You misunderstand. I'm using fabricate to make them.
Oh, done and done. They are done. There is no Arcana check to make. They are created at your disposal. What are they called?
They are Trovik's mini smoke bombs.
Trovik's mini smoke bombs.
I didn't come up with the names for the things. I just designed them.
No, it's okay. Trovik's mini smoke bombs. # smoke them if you got them. Got it. Yeah, I love it.
Bad name, I call it.
So I will say that you're able to create 6 of them. Does that seem fair?
Yep.
The fabricate
I'm cool with this.
6.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Anybody else do anything? You guys see that Edgar is tying one on and enjoying himself in the plush atmosphere. Mandrake, Nyx.
I'll go.
Go ahead.
I'll get acquainted with the new brooch I have,
Yes, yeah, you spend a little bit of time attuning to it.
and eventually I do want to meet up with Olo and Trovik, but
Yeah.
And Bob.
And Bob,
obviously there's something going on, so I'm gonna give them some time.
Sure. Sure.
I'll just let them know, hey, whenever you guys are ready, I'll be in my room.
Alo, am I to understand that that process of attunement is starting this evening?
if Bob isn't sticking around, because I don't think that I want to put him through that.
Bob will have his few shots, and as he's walking out, will pocket one of the more expensive bottles that he finds in your room, and he goes, "We will talk later. I will protect them with my life. Yada yada yada. Good luck being a hero. Next time a heads up would be amazing."
It sounds like they're already a heads up, but I will make sure that I notify you.
And he takes a fan and slams it open and then walks out of the room.
A stirring performance there to you.
I'm gonna marry that man.
I'm gonna marry that man. Yeah. Yes, you spend a little bit of time, and if Bob is gone, then yes, I would say that it is going to be difficult. It is going to. Trovik, your supervision might be requested here once this is done.
Oh, no, even if it wasn't requested, I'm staying to do the thing.
It is insanely painful. These sheets, these stains will never come out. But you are there. While these wings are beginning the long, painful process of attuning.
Oh, no, just to get back at him, I'm going to go, this is going to sting a bit. 1, 2, and on 2, I slammed them into his back.
Ooh.
Ah!
You monster.
Okay.
He's punched me twice!
Hang on, I need to bring these up. Go ahead and roll the 2d10 damage.
Using the new dice roller. That's 7.
Okay. Then I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
You're good at those, right?
That was a nat 20. I'm very good at those.
You are very good at those. You managed to maintain consciousness throughout the course of the ordeal, but it is going to take quite a bit of time.
I'm going to be supplying him with regular shots to help numb the pain, and
You may not. You may not. If any spell is cast on him during this time,
then I'm just giving him alcohol to numb the pain.
Okay, yeah, you would be familiar with this, and so this is frontier medicine right now, as you're just giving him random things. Couple hours.
Okay.
That this is happening.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
the you don't have to do disadvantage anymore.
Oh, got it. Yeah, thank you. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
Mandrake, what did you got, buddy?
I mean, I would have passed out the sandwiches. And when I got to Zoe's room, I would have given her like a veggie sandwich.
Zoe's not there.
She's not there?
I mean,
okay, so I would have
knocked on the door. She's not there.
Okay. I would open the door and put the sandwich and the little mouse trap on the ground with a note.
Okay. Do you want to share with her what the note says?
It just says, I thought you might both be hungry.
Cool.
And then I'll go off to my room. And I would go down into the lab and just kind of like check everything out. Like maybe start a potion if I have the supplies.
Are you all right?
I don't know.
What is it you don't know?
I don't know what to do.
That's never stopped you before.
That's true. I didn't have a choice before.
Fair.
And I'm just sitting there staring at the potion box, the body.
Okay. That's a good way. That's great. Yeah, it's a big choice. Yeah. Edgar, how much do you drink?
He's pretty much just smoking, really.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, he'd probably have like a small sniffer of like brandy or something like that. But mainly, he's a smoking kind of guy.
Perfect.
I don't think that's what he means. I think he might be, people buying you drinks because they can't take their eyes off you, Edgar.
I'm just too good to be true.
You are the center of attention. I do need to know, before you go to bed that night, the last person that you talked to.
Who was the person? Like you said that he had levitated like instruments floating about him, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, that would probably be the last person I was actually chatting up with.
That is Johan. Johan
yes.
is a wizard who always wanted to be a bard, but never had any sort of talent for it. Yes, Shrovik.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Later on in this campaign, will Johan be Bach?
Yes. Johan will be back. Yep.
Okay.
But Johan was never had any sort of talent for it, but he's a bit of a morose young man. Which next to you, he tends to think of things in darks and dreary and things of that sort. So you tend to get along fairly well and spend the evening engaged in pleasant conversation with Johan.
Fantastic. Let's see. But yeah, if that's the case, I'm sure like at some point it would probably be like we need to leave and I'll go to bed because I'm probably a little bit let the smoke go to my head. So I probably need to go to bed.
Okay.
So.
Thoe, when
Yes.
you come back from the stuff we talked about,
Yeah.
I need 2 saves from you. The
Okay.
first one I need is a wisdom saving throw, and the second save I need is a charisma saving throw. First one is going to be wisdom.
Wisdom is a 4.
Wisdom is a
so
4.
Not so good.
Mm-hmm.
And the charisma, I needed them reversed.
Okay.
The 28 for charisma.
28. So on the charisma one, you're fine. On the wisdom one, less so.
Yeah.
As you come to bed, and very happily walk into your room after the events are there, and Aaron is going to go ahead and greet you at the door, and he's going to take the owl from you, and you're going to give him a kiss on the cheek.
Wait. What?
No.
Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Kiss on the cheek. You'll take the owl, and he'll take the owl, and he'll already have like a cheese plate waiting for you. This is all normal. This is all perfectly fine. This is all great. We'll fix you a bit of food, and you guys will just enjoy a nice snack together before the 2 of you rest for the evening. Okay? It is fine. It is normal. So before you go to bed that night, it is completely normal. It is completely fine. You are completely charmed by your interactions with him, and it is a normal thing for this to have occurred. Okay? Because the charisma save was so high, you will remember this tomorrow morning.
Will I remember it tomorrow morning as
That
like
it
this
was
a
normal, even though
thing?
it's not normal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Your appearance doesn't change, but Aaron looks exactly how you remember him to be. Got it?
Yeah. Okay.
Got it. Okay. Great. Nix, I know that at one point you wanted to reach out to Trovik and Alo.
Yes, I wanted to use that memory crystal, but I wanted them to be there.
Okay.
Would you like us to be in? I think your room might be the safest.
Alo
Exactly.
cannot leave. You could pull Trovik.
Ooh.
You could pull someone else. But Alo, as you knock on the door, and Trovik, would you open the door?
Yes.
Nix, Alo is laying on the bed, and his spine is exposed. As you see, he's laying face down on the bed, but these two metal wings look like they've got these little tiny bug legs that are creeping alongside his spine and looking to like dig into his skin, and it looks like a very painful process. So he's
he fine?
he's a little out of commission.
I'm asking Trovik, is he fine?
He will be. He wanted me to help him do this. One of the items Father gave us.
Okay.
I give him a weak, like, thumbs up.
Just give me one moment, and I'm gonna leave the bottle within easy arm's reach of you.
You're not gonna do the brother thing and like put it just out of arm's reach of him, like.
I really don't think about it, and then I go, Humphrey, move the bottle when I'm gone.
Boom.
The thumb goes down and a different finger goes up.
Yes, I am number one. Thank you for recognizing.
And if I can grab Mandrake on the way as well.
Good, excellent. I needed to give the smoke bombs to you two.
Okay.
Yeah, I would hear you calling, put the potion back in my bag, and then come up.
Okay. Edgar, so a couple of things are going to happen right now. Alo is out of commission for the rest of the evening. As soon as the pain subsides, he's out. Thoe is comfortably cuddled up with Aaron, so she is out of commission for the rest of the night as well. Edgar, upon having a very comfortable evening where you go back to your room to kind of like sober up a little bit, you walk into a party. You ordered the VIP suite and wanted alcohol and all of the extras sent up to your room. So it's a bunch of people that are just waiting to party, and you go like, well, it's time to second act, like, you know, like
when in Rome,
boot and rally. So, buddy, go ahead and give me a D100 as you about to go hard.
Harder than pain. You got it. Okay, that is going to be, my sir, a 33.
All right, this is Dad's carousing table. 33.
Yeah.
Okay. After a fitful night, okay. Cool. You wake up the next morning. Flip a coin for me, pal, or roll a d6 and give me odd or even.
Yeah, you got it. That was 1.
A 1.
So,
okay, you wake up the next morning with a beautiful woman in bed with you.
Wow.
Yeah, and she kind of cuddles. She's cuddled up to you. She's wearing a white veil.
I'm assuming Edgar knows what this is.
Yeah.
What this veil over her face is.
Yeah.
He's gonna just, like, if he's under the covers, he's gonna slowly pull back the covers and just look at his hands and see if there's anything on his.
Congratulations, buddy. Just married. You did it.
Muzzle
So we'll deal with that tomorrow morning.
Okay.
We're gonna hang over this. We're gonna go backwards and figure out how this happened. Nix, Mandrake, and Trovik. The three of you are gathered in Nix's room. Correct? The room that cannot be scryed upon?
Yes.
Activating the arcane white noise.
Okay. Nyx, you take the crystal out from your bag.
Yeah.
Okay. And
And I'll tell them this is from my sister. I don't know what's going to be in it, but I want you guys to see it too. Since everyone else is obviously busy. And then I'll throw it on the ground.
okay. The crystal shatters. And with the crystal shattering, you are all transported to inside of the castle. Nyx, you are very familiar with the inner workings of this castle, as this was your home growing up. As before you sits your sister over a desk, and behind her sits the man that took everything from you. He is looming over your sister, and she seems to be close to the age before he decided to take everything over. And I don't know if you would have shared this individual's name with Trovik or before any of this started, or given him any sort of insight into what your life was like. So I'm going to not use names right now unless it's otherwise stated.
I think, I mean, we've encountered him in person, so I think within our journey, Mandrake would have, Mandrake, Thoe, and I would have said something. It's not like we would have, avoided saying it, I feel like.
So you would have said something?
I feel like it would have been said in passing.
Okay, you understand that this man's name is Fridrin Gans. Okay? Fridrin Gans was the man who did a coup. And basically took over the castle, sending Nyx running off to assume the name of Nyx as he to hide when his real name is Navon DeVoe, correct? Yeah. So as Fridrin is there, some of the audio that comes forth is a little garbled. Like you're having trouble understanding the words, almost as if the words have been forgotten about in time. But you do see Fridrin standing over Nyx's sister, and his sister is reading a book and going through pages, and you see Fridrin behind her pointing out certain things to her in the books. And she turns back to smile at him, and he looks to her and smiles down at her. The scene jumps forward a little bit to Fridrin in the castle, leading a group of men to swarm the throne room. Nyx's father standing up, putting an arm up to stop them, and Fridrin looking at him with a hatred the likes of which you've never seen, and slashing his hand in the air and in a cutting motion, in an arc. And you see Nyx's father look down upon his chest, which is bleeding profusely, as Nyx's father hits his knees. You see Nyx's mother gather up her children and rush out of the room as the king's guards meet Fridrin and his men behind him in the throne room. As this is happening, Nyx is being ushered away from the castle, outside of the castle during this escapade. While this is happening, Mother is taking the daughter and pushing her out the window as well, until the daughter turns around and takes a bead out from her side and places it in her mother's hand, and her mother looks confused at her hand and then looks up at her daughter, and the mother is frozen in place. As the daughter places one hand upon her mother's cheek and walks out of the room, heading back towards the throne room. The king's guards are destroyed. Fridrin is there, and as he sits upon the throne, he extends a hand to her. She walks forward, putting her hand in his, and it jumps again in time, where you see she's grown now, not too much younger or older than Nyx is currently, and you see her interacting with Thoe, as Thoe comes into this space and begins to talk with her and mentions she's traveling with someone, and as she speaks, you can hear the heartbeat of this woman beating rapidly as hope is restored. And then it jumps once again to a memory of her sitting in the space in the library, and Fridrin walks in. He looks tired, much older than he did in the previous image. And as he walks into the space and looks at her, a man steps behind Fridrin, out from behind Fridrin, and looks at her, and he's missing an eye. He's got an eye patch over one eye. And he does a very wide smile as Fridrin looks to be pleading with this man, and the man shakes his head and reaches forward into Fridrin's chest, ripping his still beating heart out from the chest. As he does this, Fridrin is frozen in place, and you would expect him to die. It's a weird moment until the heart is replaced with an odd-looking device that Trovik recognizes immediately. It's a mechanical heart that you happen to have one in your bag, which is immediately replaced inside Fridrin's chest cavity. The next image you see is this girl sitting from her viewpoint in a dungeon cell. Across the way, the man that once was opposing and menacing is still there, but he's skinny and gaunt and unmoving, his eyes barely blinking in this dungeon cell. And she finally stops being passive and turns to stare directly at Nyx. The audio cuts in and goes, "He has the eye. He has the hand. Vecna is risen. And all will bow a knee. You are the true king of this land. You must sit upon the throne. Bring peace to our kingdom. I'm sorry. I'll see you soon. One way or the other." And the image fades. And that is where we are going to end tonight's episode.
Oh my god.
Wow, great time for ending.
Thank you all so much for tuning in to tonight's game set in Wonderland. We've got a few episodes left as we make our way ever more towards the finale. We're going to go raid a channel right now as Edgar is married. Trovik and Mandrake probably have some answers and some questions. Nyx is set in his path. Alo can fly, and Thoe has a cuddle buddy. So we'll see you guys soon next time. And hey, do you wonder?